red.
Yeah.
She reminds me of my lunch lady friends growing up. Thanks for that. All right. How do you prepare? Oh, this is from Melissa Healy from Delaware. How do you prepare yourself to write? Is there any music that you fall back on to write, or do you prefer quiet? Well, it just depends on what I'm writing. If it's a really sad scene, sometimes I'll put on like some sad music, or if it's a dramatic scene, I'll put on soundtracks for a movie or something. But it just depends. Usually it's quiet. Usually I wish it's quiet. Usually there's a bunch of noises of my co-stars and crew running around because I'm usually on set when I'm writing. But it just depends. Cool. This one's from Kelly Gibson from Pennsylvania.
Okay, now.
Land stories and all of its characters and kingdoms are all very in-depth, complex. Not to mention numerous. How do you manage to keep up with all of it? And do you ever get confused with anything? Not really. No, I feel like I'm so kind of in tune with the world that I never really have to ask myself anything. But usually I do write a lot of notes that I have to sometimes to go back on. All right. Once your work has been completed and published, do you ever have an itch to alter anything? Constantly. Oh, that's from Camille from Brockton, Massachusetts. Great, awesome. Constantly, and I feel like I always whenever I write, I try to perfect as much as I possibly can, but it's never enough. I'm never satisfied ever. And especially the kids' books, it's like you have to write for someone so young, and you perfect and perfect. Sometimes less is more when it comes to a 10-year-old, reading experience. So, alrighty. This is from Miller from Cumberland. Cumberland? Is that a place? Great! just making sure. Do you know what the next book you'll write / publish will be, and what genre? Also, what is your favorite Orange is the New Black character? Red, of course. I don't know. Maybe it'll be maybe next Land Stories book. I don't know. I might do another young adult novel. Just depends. Depends on the vibe. I'll fill out the vibe. Thanks for that. Cumberland. I wish I was from Cumberland. Rolls off the front. Y'all need to go home and sleep. Your parents let you out this late? This is from Janelle and Roselle? How do you say that? How do you say it? Roselle. Oh, great. This is their question. Their favorite character from Land Stories is Froggy. And their question is, growing up, did you have a favorite fairy tale? I always liked Sleeping Beauty because I feel like out of all the damsels in distress, she knew how to get rescued. I mean, she took a nap, woke up, was married, and had a kingdom. That's how you do it. This is from Shelby, and she's from Buffalo, aka Buffalo, New York. Nice. And her question is, do you think Red will ever do something that isn't at least slightly selfish? I love Red Riding Hood, even though she does bad things sometimes. Absolutely, and I think in this book she definitely proves herself. But I love Red. I love her selfishness. So amusing. But she does. I mean, she has a good heart. She just thinks the world revolves around her. I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, she's queen. That's how she was brought up. So naturally, this is from Sam and Camille, and they're from Gardner and Brockton, Massachusetts? Brockton? How do you say that? Such a hard word. Do you think you'll ever release the history of the different kingdoms in your own book? Maybe. That's a good question. There's a lot of history in this one, especially with the Eastern Kingdom. So maybe, perhaps, yeah, that's a good idea, like a Land Stories Encyclopedia. But maybe after many books. I don't know if there's quite too much information. If there's enough information. All right. This is from, oh, I'm going to ruin this name. I apologize. Oh, gosh. What's that again? Okay. Oh, I thought you said it. It's, okay. Is it Sibahan? Saban? What is it? I say it. What is it? Siobhan. Okay, nice to meet you, honey. And you're from New York City? Great. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so your question is, what did you want to be when you were younger? Why? What advice would you give to people on how to reach their dreams? I think I initially still want to be a Disney Imagineer. I'm so precious. I mean, the advice I would give would just be to keep going for it. I mean, why not? I mean, what's the alternative? Not going for it? Thank you. It was so profound. All right, this person's from California, and I cannot pronounce this is the city. Is it You know, English is hard enough for me, so you throw any other language into it, it's a rough day. But is it Aliso Bejo? Aliso Bejo. Okay, so I wasn't too far off. All right. And it's from Cynthia, and she asked, are the characters in Land Stories based or inspired by real people in any way, and if so, how? A lot of people are inspired by, or a lot of characters are inspired by people. Some I will never ever publicly say. Yeah, I mean, Mother Goose is definitely inspired by my friend Polly Bergen, who's in my movie Struck for Lightning, and Alex and Connor are definitely me, and there might be a little bit of me, more than I'd ever wish to acknowledge, in the villain. In this one.